Wait, puppy totally loses it after being allowed to play on them. This looks really cute. The dachshund. Huh? That's another doggo. That's cute. That was really cute. Is it?
Until we see Kenai's nose go up in the air. When you see his nose go up in the air, kind of quiet your voice down. We're gonna see if we can hear his beautiful Arctic wolf howl. But Kenai likes to chit chat a little bit, so he doesn't want to stop there. He wants to howl a couple times back and forth, so we'll keep it going. Are you guys willing? All right, let's try it out.
So, I used to have a German Shepherd, and I did this all the time. I just go in and start going like, ooh, and then they'd start doing it. It was so cool. It was so cool. Oh. So, what does that do? Oh.
Hi.
Well, we're home now. We're home. Come here. We're home now. We're home. We're home now. What are you doing? What's wrong? What's wrong? What did we do? Shiro?
Hello?
What? We're home now. What do you want? I'm sorry. Let me kiss. Let me kiss. Come here. Come here. Shiro, come here. Give me a kiss. Oh. No?
Really cool to have a dog like this, dude.
She's not talking.
Done, Gigi.
Well done.
I love you. And goodbye.
Alright, Wes, do it. You're boring.
He's showing you a seat. He's saying,
Yeah.
do the trick.
No, he's ignoring you. Okay, do it. Oh!
What?
Woo! Yeah. Alright.
Wait, what was the trick? Guys, are they genuinely surprised as like like we are when we see like crazy fucking magic tricks? Is it like the same response? Oh, that's a big fella. What the fuck?
While working as an ODFW summer intern, I had an exciting encounter with a wolf. I was alone, surveying an area for signs of wolf activity, when I saw a wolf walk out of the forest. As the wolf moved in my direction, it was clear that it didn't know that I was there. As it got closer, I said something quietly to alert the wolf. As soon as I did, the wolf stopped in its tracks, trying to figure out what made the noise. It turned and ran as soon as it realized I was there. Running away is a wolf's typical reaction to encountering a human.
Really?
There are a few other behaviors I could have seen during this encounter.
No, look how it goes across the grass. It's like hopping. It's like hopping.
As the
Look,
wolf
it's like
moved in
hopping.
my direction, it was clear that it didn't know that I was there. As it got closer, I said something quietly to alert the wolf. As soon as I did, the wolf stopped in its tracks, trying to figure out what made the noise. It turned and ran as soon as it realized I was there. Running away is a wolf's typical reaction to encountering a human. There are a few other behaviors I could have seen during this encounter. Sometimes wolves will bark howl when they feel nervous or threatened. They might also follow a person at a distance until they are out of the area that the wolves feel protective of, like a den or feeding site. These bolder behaviors become more likely if there is a dog present, since wolves see dogs as intruders in their territory. I can understand how someone might have felt threatened by this wolf. It's hard to imagine that a wolf could be so close without noticing me, since they have excellent senses of smell and sight. But the breeze was blowing toward me, carrying my scent away from the wolf. I was standing still with trees behind me and a small tree in front of me, and I was wearing green and brown clothing, so it makes sense that the wolf didn't notice me at first. If you encounter a wolf and it doesn't run away at first, it may be because the wolf doesn't know that you're there. A shout and an arm wave can let the wolf know. Be ready to encounter all kinds of wildlife on Oregon's wild lands.
Too bad. Too bad it's being burned down. Whiny? That was it? Damn, dude.
This incredible but true story happened in Alaska in the city of Juneau. One evening in 2003, Nick Johns, a wildlife photographer, was out in his backyard with his Labrador Dakota when he noticed a black wolf nearby who just stood there staring at Nick.
Scary.
Worried that the wolf might attack the dog, Nick started to slowly back away, but Dakota suddenly rushed towards the predator. Can you imagine the owner's surprise when instead of a fierce fight, he saw his Labrador and a wolf from the forest begin to run around and play together?
Really? That's cute.
This wolf was downright relaxed and tolerant from the start, as if he dropped out of the sky, tells Nick Johns, a former hunter in an interview with National Geographic. Since then, the lone wolf began to come out of the forest to the outskirts of the city more often, getting closer to the houses each time. At first, there was no unequivocal opinion among the residents about the unusual behavior of the animal. Many hesitated between the curiosity and desire to get to know the wolf better and the natural instinct of self-preservation. After all, wolves are typical predators that get food by actively searching for and pursuing prey. Others were worried that the animal might have rabies. But soon the wolf won the trust of Juneau's dogs as well as their owners. It was obvious that this animal wasn't going to hunt. It seemed that the wolf got separated from the pack for some reason and just wanted to socialize.
Aw. He was alone.
Nick's wife was the first one to call the wolf Romeo.
Romeo.
Having seen the familiar silhouette near the house, she said to her husband, "That's Romeo here again."
Romeo.
The name stuck to the black wolf. But Romeo wasn't only attracted to his Juliet, Dakota the Labrador. He flirted with other dogs as well, tells Nick. But of course, he had his favorites. For Nick, his interaction with Romeo was, first of all, an opportunity to understand him, after which Nick tried to gain the wolf's trust. In the end, Nick's family got so attached to the animal that they tried to keep an eye on him when possible. In the 6 years of Romeo's interaction with the dogs and the residents of Juneau, Nick Johns made a lot of impressive and mesmerizing pictures, as well as wrote a book called A Wolf Called Romeo. Nick told in an interview that today, so many years later, he can hardly hold back the tears when he's doing a reading of certain places from the book in front of an audience. Romeo was the single most transformative event of my life. I find myself waking up at night and thinking about him. His life and death are not something that I ever expect to get over, says Nick Johns.
It died!
Understanding and tolerance. It was the combination of his and ours and the dogs. We were these three species working out how to get along harmoniously. And we did, he adds. According to Nick, many of the local residents were so fascinated by this kind of predator that they wanted to get closer to him, but Romeo was very sensitive about his personal space. He typically wouldn't allow strangers to come closer than 100 yards. However, if it were people or dogs that he already knew, he would allow them to come as close as an arm's length. There were a number of times when I could have reached out and brushed my hand along his back as he went by, but I never did, Nick remembers. For 6 years, Romeo was an unofficial symbol of the city, the residents' pet. But one day, he stopped coming to the frozen lake. It turned out that he was illegally shot. The Juneau residents put up a memorial plaque by the lake.
What?
Extraordinary friendly predator, Romeo. 7 years after the wolf's death, the residents of the Alaskan city of Juneau will get to
2009. Oh shit, that was more than 10 years ago.
An exhibit dedicated to the legendary Romeo will be completed in the Mendenhall Center by the end of November. The exhibition is organized by Nick Johns, the first person to
Legally shot. Who would do such a thing?
2003.
Man.
The wild animal from this moving story teaches us to live in peace and harmony, and also not to violate someone's personal
2003
space.
to that is 6 years.
Do you agree?
That means it was already, you know,
And we'll see you next time.
it had already some years in its life. I don't know how old it was, but 6 years.